If you put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable, you can saddle up your horse and gallop into the coral. Get out 8, 1, 2.
And it's on the video.
Because it's due today. We are going to stop. I don't know why some people have no papers out. I am very confused. Just graph paper means you're doing the minimum. You're slightly better than 0. Not the person, but you're slightly better than like doing nothing. You're doing the minimum, which is graph paper, but not even, because I had up there what we need out. We need out 812 to check it. We need out 813 to talk about it. And we need out 821. So, reminder, hey, if you're talking while I'm talking, you're being a jerk. Like, that's just how I'm going to start talking about it, right? We've been co-workers for like 6 months now, and if you're trying to make my job harder, you're just a jerk. I'd rather you just like go walk around the school for the next half hour than make my job harder. All of your chapter 8 is here. 824 is way down here. 831 and 8 close are in the middle. I ran out of space. You are not allowed to turn in homework before we check it in class. If you do, it'll just get handed back to you. Like, not checked, not in math, it'll just go back to you. So, anyone who turned in 812 already, you just got it handed back to you because we need to check those answers first. So what that means is your homework should not get turned in with wrong answers. Because if you have wrong answers, we should fix those. I think I put that in math.
Wait, I don't know if you did.
Okay. I don't know if I still have math up or not.
On 819, there's 4 answers. There's 4 questions.
Probably because I changed it, so we might need to look at it. Yep. So on my worksheets, sometimes my worksheets are different, right? Because I modify them. Oh, Maddie, I still have math up. I can check. You'll also start to notice that I will get grades in more quickly now because we're like in that part of the year. So 811 is in math. If you didn't turn it in yesterday, it's missing. Now, a convenient thing for you is I'm not using the effort marks this year, really, because of COVID and other reasons. So it doesn't hurt your effort when you're late, but it does add to your math count. And you guys have already heard today about the canteen on Friday and the workroom, etc. So with 819, I changed it because I wanted it to set up these problems differently. If you did not know what to do here, you could research it, but really, it's just trying to recognize pattern, right? So we're multiplying by 10 as we go down the table. So we could also say we're dividing by 10 as we go up the table. So how many zeros will 10 to the 23rd have? Well, 1, 1 0, 2, 2 zeros. So 10 to the 23rd, probably 23. How would you tell someone to write 10 to the 50th? Do not actually write this number.
Wait, we were?
Do not, I can't help you or apologize for you not listening.
No, I read it. I just still wrote it.
Remember I just said that at math lunch? Oh, you weren't in this room. But I said that at math lunch to somebody and Jake was like, ooh, calling him out. I was like, I can't apologize for you not listening. That's a you thing. So then, what does that 0 power actually mean? Anyone want to take a stab at it? Like, you probably don't know. Well, that's a lot of... Patrick?
It means it's the base number for the coefficient with however many zeros it's to the
Close, but like here. So 10 to the 0th, it turns into 1, but why?
Oh, it's 1.
Yeah, this is 1 actually. Max? A 0 power means you have multiplied by 10 as many times as you have divided by 10. Because up here, where we talk about what powers do, it's repeated multiplication or division. Now, you don't know this yet, and that's the point. You're learning. Confusion is part of the process. Confusion's a good thing, guys. If you have a negative power, let's say 2 to the negative 3, what that actually means, let's say we have x times 2 to the negative 3. That means you have x, and then you've divided by 2 3 times. So if I have, guys, we're going to talk about all of this today. You're going to learn this today. This is just trying to recognize the table. And I added this just out of curiosity of what you might say. This is a me question. This is a Mr. Hudson question. There's no real right or wrong answer here. I mean, this is the right answer. I just wanted to see what you would write. So you don't have to change your answer for D. You do not need to change this. But I'm trying to tell you what it means is we have multiplied and divided by 10 an equal number of times. So imagine if you had 10 to the 5th over 10 to the 5th. That means multiply by 10 5 times and divide by 10 5 times. That's just 1. Max.
So a negative exponent is just like dividing instead of multiplying?
Absolutely. Because multiplication and division are the same thing, except like not quite, right? Brendan.
Then why for 0 do we divide? Because 0 isn't neither negative nor positive.
What do you mean, why for 0 do we? I don't know what you mean.
We're supposed to telling us to divide.
Not because the 0 power.
Please head to the main office. Charlotte, to the main office, please.
I didn't say to divide because the 0 power. What I said was if we're going this way, we're dividing by 10. Hey, let's move on from this for now because we're going to learn this today. Today's lesson is all about exponents, and it's actually a 2-day lesson. So I promise you there will be a lot more clarity after the lesson. This is because CPM does review preview, and it tries to push you into the stuff you don't know yet to see what happens. It's like when your mom or dad might let you drive the car at the fairgrounds or somewhere closed down and like start experiencing something that you're not ready to master yet. But it's like, just try it out. Hopefully you don't slam the gas pedal and hit the telephone pole, right? So when I was 14, my dad let me like drive around the fairgrounds and see what driving was like. So I had a bit more appreciation for because have your parents ever been doing something, they like turn the music down or they turn the music off? And you're like, what the heck? I was listening to that. And you guys just don't realize like it takes some concentration to drive, and sometimes music is like too much.
No.
Okay, well, different childhoods, right? So, yeah, no, that's seriously like one of the because I used to like yell at my parents when they would turn the music off, and they're like, "We need to focus." Like, focus on what?
The only time we turn the music off is when we're in line for fast food.
Well, of course. If never mind, we have a lot to do today. Check answers. Check answers. What about 18? Tell me more. Did you look at the hint and reference the 811 handout?
No.
Notice where it says hint. If you forget how to do simple interest, reference your 811 handout in this situation.
But I don't forget how to do interest. I know how to.
No, we did.
Okay.
So I did that, but I still got it wrong.
You did it wrong.
Did you do 2 for 2% or did you do 2 for 2%?
That's a good question, actually.
I did it. I did it correctly and then I double. Yeah.
You really said it's
So,
Interest?
Rachel has 1,000, wants to have 1,500. How much interest will she need to make to get to 1,500?
She'll need 2 years in 1.
$500, right? So $500. So we want I to equal 500. Sorry, that's 5,000. That's why I love decimal points. You can change that into the right number nice and easy. If she earns 2% simple interest, like Colin just pointed out, that's 0.02 because in rate form, but that's monthly. Guys, this is the biggest thing that'll mess people up, is not paying attention to the cycle of your interest. Is it monthly or weekly or annually or daily? That would be sweet. So then, help Rachel determine whether she will have enough money if the car costs, and she's going to try to buy it in 2 years. So, interest, the principal she put in, the P is 1,000. If you forgot the vocab we talked about the other day, principal is the starting amount, times rate, times time, every month. So how many months would that be? 24. And we can calculate that out and see, do we get there?
No, it's 480. 480.
So she needs $20 more. Now we could also take this and change it to how much do I make every 1 month and literally do the calculation for, so she just needs 1 more month. So literally we can say like, no, she needs 1 extra month, or to scrounge around in the couch and find $20 somehow.
Just ask her mom.
Or like go check all your coat pockets. Sometimes you can find some money in there.
That's the favorite thing.
Get $20 loan.
Put your money somewhere, forget about it, and find it. You're like, oh, that's
Oh, I have money hidden in my wallet, but I'm always worried like I'll forget about it and then like move on to a different wallet, and then, you know what I mean? I don't worry about it. I'm an anxious person. I worry about silly things. Because like, am I gonna move on from this wallet anytime soon? Not until I get a new phone, probably. Or if this thing starts looking like real messed up.
I have a treasure chest under my bed that every time I get like a good amount of money, half of it I put under there.
And what's your address, Max? So we can announce it to the YouTube world of there's a treasure chest under. I'm joking.
My credit card number.
Oh my gosh! Did you guys see that like meme or whatever?
Yes.
Somebody was I think this is fake. Somebody was look at how cute my new debit card is, and they posted a picture of their debit card, and they're like, I forget what the comments were, but they were like, what would be awesome is if you told us the 3 numbers on the back of it, and that's the security code. You need all the numbers on the front and the number on the back. And she was like, I don't know why people are asking for this, but it's 393. So then this had to be fake, because the next one was, my bank called me and said, somebody else is using my debit card. They're sending me a new one. It's like, come on. Check your dilation. We're dilating from the origin. Max.
There was a photo.
I have a question on 820.
It doesn't work if we're all talking. So that's a story. So pause on that. 820 question.
Yeah, 8. I don't like. Can't we just say it's easy? 8 is an easier percent too. Isn't 8 an easier percent?
I mean, that's why it says answers will vary. Your answer is going to be your answer. So, like, what easier percent is close to 8? I would probably use 10 if we're just approximating. Yeah, so, guys, this is a me question. Like, it came kind of from CPM, but then I changed it. If I'm at a store and they tell me something's 8% off, I'm going to do some quick math in my head, probably with 10%, but know that I won't actually save that much. It'll just give me an approximation. So 10% of this, and this number would be a lot nicer if I just called it 4,300, right? Instead of 4,298, if I call this 4,300. So 10%, if we're approximating, 10% would be approximately 430. So I can guess that like 8% might be like, I don't know, like 400. I could do some more math and figure it out better. And then we calculate it.
215.8, so that kind of helps too.
Well, when you go down to calculate, we can actually just use the 8%. Lily?
So, guess who didn't read the estimate part of that?
Lily? The elusive Lily?
Me too. I also forgot.
What does that sound?
The elusive Lily, who hails from the Smith
Guess who spent way too much time
Smith
on the
genus. Didn't we say, or what did we say, species? The Smith species.
Yeah, who are native to New Jersey.
Yes, they hail from the banks of Jersey.
Although some
Spencer.
are I need help with
823. Can you guys come in next year and brainwash my students to earlier in the year start using the phrase "I need help"? Because there is zero shame in saying "I need help."
Yeah,
I often-
next year I'll just randomly walk in here and just say, I need help!
I seriously might, like, now that we're back to kind of regular school, I seriously might have some of you guys or all of you, or have a shared forum, talk about, like, doing your homework and getting help. Because it,
Yeah, every just once in a while we'll just randomly walk in and say, hey, we need help.
So, check it. If you look at what you're doing ahead of time, axes hint, notice that the X and Y values are all positive, located in quadrant. All you need to do is get quadrant 1. You don't need to center your axes here. I found these in my shop and I realized this would be convenient. So, like, you could put your axes in the middle, and then quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. But if we just put our axes over here, now we have all of the positives. So, I have no idea what I cut in my shop that I ended up with those little pieces.
It works well though.
Were you
For,
making,
like,
like,
making big
chopsticks?
They look like chopsticks, right? But no, they're like square. I must have been trimming something just a tiny bit smaller. 3, 2, and then 2, 4. You what?
I'm just gonna say you could skip every. Skip by 2.
You could, yeah, but be careful because then we dilate, so we get bigger.
Oh, never mind.
So depending on what we dilate by is going to determine if we could have done a scale of 2. So when we dilate, remember if we're from the origin, we do this thing to every piece, every X piece, every Y piece. So this 0, 1 becomes 0, 2. This 3, 2 becomes 6, 4. And this 2, 4 becomes 4, 8. But sorry, ask that question differently, Brenda.
So we don't dilate the factor of 2 when it comes to 0.
What do you mean? Oh, well, 0 doubled.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so 0 doubled is 0.
Yeah.
So this triangle would be here. And my dilated triangle kind of overlaps it a little bit.
Then you can make a prism.
Oh, yeah.
What I noticed?
Yeah, if you put your red one on top and then want to get kind of trippy, you could connect these. It doesn't work as well because these connect right here already. But if you wanted to kind of make it look like 3-dimensional. My math art people have started to play with things like this. I'm sad that we missed FCO last week.
This week too?
And this week because of the canteen.
Wait, so we skipped an SEO?
That is really nice.
That's tricky.
Now, if we did this right, these lines should actually connect back to the origin because we dilated from the origin. So there's actually an activity that you'll either do in Math 1 or Math 2, if that teacher does it with you, where you do, I nicknamed it Dilation Dude, but we draw a little picture of a guy, and then we use like rubber bands to draw a dilated picture of it. All right, any other questions? Don't just ask a question if you didn't get it done yet. Ask a question if you don't know how to do it. Guys, everyone here is invited to math lunch if you need some time to get your homework done. Broken ruler, broken ruler.
We need a draw graph.
821B. You wouldn't have to.
Okay.
I just drew like a
Doesn't it
little
say
thing
draw
that says it looks like this.
No, I mean, I think I changed the problem to say that you don't need, like, you don't have to. So, 21, think back to your work with proportions. Is this proportional? Is there an association? We wouldn't have to draw a graph. It says, like, complete the table, graph your results, but since I didn't give you graph space, it's okay if you didn't.
I was gonna say I didn't. I could just make like a little thing and like
Yeah, that's what
put
I
it
I-
up.
I think we can answer these questions without the graph. Guys, the biggest thing is, the more people we take, the cheaper it gets.
For each person. I mean,
Well, per person, yeah. I mean, the bus cost is fixed. So the more people we take, the cheaper it ends up getting. All right, if that's done, turn it in. If it's not, you should come to Math Lunch, AO, or Extensions. Well, but Math Lunch happens tomorrow, and AO happens tomorrow. You ever play the spoons?
Yes!
What?
It's so
Sassafras.
sad.
What?
Bakery.
Bakeries?
Hello.
Oh, no, I'm talking about just the point. Sorry. In Coshocton, there was no Sassafras Bakery. I am sad that they closed, though. That's not cool.
It's not full. like close.
All right. In tonight's in tonight's homework, 813, which we said we were going to talk about, pull that out. 813. It makes me happy when I zoom out and there's like pencil, calculator, like it's space for math. It's math space.
I just got like a foldable desk. I sit on my stuff in it.
Where what? Fibonacci sequence. Fibonacci. Hey, it is not pertinent to what we're doing right now, though. Not pertinent to what we're doing right now. So, when we look at the formula for compound interest, are you helping or hurting? Probably. Potentially going to hurt yourself.
I'd be fine with that.
When we look at compound interest, what's interesting about this formula is this. Guys, in simple interest, my dudes in the back, make sure we're paying attention, please. My simple interest formula, I equals P times R times T, right? And you don't need to write this down, but my simple interest formula only calculated the interest. My compound interest formula says, is the interest paid on both the original and the amount of money at the start and the interest earned previously? The formula for compound interest, where A is total amount, including previous interest earned. It's the total. So why do you think we use this 1 plus R? Well, let's look at this example situation. Teresa has a student loan, gassed, I finally paid mine off, that charges a 1.5% monthly compound rate, which, guys, normally student loans should be a decent rate because it's a student loan, so it should be low, right? Because you want low rates when you're taking a loan. You want high rates when you're investing. Max?
Yesterday I got a voicemail from a lady in New York City, and apparently I have to pay off my student loans.
You should probably call them back and give them your social security number
No.
immediately.
No.
I'm being facetious because it's a scam.
I got a text yesterday from Google Voice.
So, unless you can tell me why we use 1 plus R, I don't think you should be talking right now. If she currently owes $14.25 and does not make a payment for a year, how much will she owe at the end of 12 months? And they set up the formula like this. What we're talking about is why is this 1 plus 0.015? Anna? Sure. Love it.
At least we're gonna be able to read it when we can't read this.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. If you haven't done 8:30 yet, we're doing it together. Hey, I think I have a paper here with my no name, maybe. That or maybe we already figured it out. All right. So, well, she probably didn't like what she wrote at first, or she wrote a lot.
I just didn't want to like squish it. So then
All right. So, do you want to talk, or do you want me to move so you can talk?
Oh.
I'll drink some coffee. It's fine by me.
So then, kind of like the interest rate adds to the original total and does not take away. Because if you don't add the number or the 1, then it kind of like is only 0.5% of the original instead of that much, or 0.5 and the original. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So what Anna's trying to say is the difference between just using a 0.5, this would be just calculating interest rate. Using this, what now? We do actually have to, no, you're good. So what I would have shown here, don't worry, I won't write on your paper. I'll write on something else. Anna gets mad when I write on her papers.
I wonder why.
I've gotten in trouble before. So, guys, when we do the 14 times 1, that's the original amount they already have. And then if we do 14 times a half, this is now the interest. So essentially, the 1 plus what Anna's telling us is that, thank you very much, this is 100%. Because 100% in rate form is 1. So that 1 says, oh, I'm going to go ahead and count what I already owe, and then, and addition, and then the new stuff that I owe because the rate. So this formula is a shortcut to getting to the final answer where we don't have to do addition, right? Like, this is my answer. I'm done. I don't need to add that to anything. I'm done. Whereas if I use simple interest formula, then I got to add that to what I originally had. Gust?
When you wrote 100%, why'd you put a dash with 2 2s?
Quit picking on me. My percent sign, bro. I'm just going fast. Get out of here. Fine, I'm going to start nitpicking all of your handwriting. Let's see how this works when we turn around. Colin.
So if you remove the 1, will you get how much interest you're increasing by?
If you removed the 1, you would just get interest. However, compound interest doesn't work like that. Because remember, compound interest is counting all of the money you have and the interest that you have earned already and doing interest on that. So that's why we have to use this slightly more complicated formula instead of just using one like simple interest, because every time this repeats, I need this 1 here. That 1 needs to be there. So Colin, if you were asking that to kind of slyly say, can I do this differently? We can't really take this 1 out and have it work the same. It doesn't work that way. And we'll look at why, because this exponent is kind of the reason why. The fact that that is an exponent.
What exponent is that?
Brenda. It says N. It's the letter N right now.
So what, it's like X basically?
I tell you what it is on your paper. Brenda.
Okay. So the 1 part, is the 1 the 100%? Is the R the 100%? Or is them coming together the 100%?
The 1 is there to be 100%. The R is the new rate, and I knew you guys would have these questions, which is why I gave you an example problem down here. That if you have 1.5 as your actual percent, you still have the 1, and then the rate form of your 1.5% is 0.015. So guys, the reason we do this formula, I'll show you how you would compute it manually before we figured out that formula. I would do 1425 times 1.015, and that gives me after 1 interest cycle. I then do that times 1.015, and this is after 2 cycles, after 3, after 4, after 5, after 6, after 7, after 8, after 9, after 10, after 11, after 12. Or, to shortcut my repeated multiplication, I go back to what I originally wrote and said, hey, so this thing, I want to do that, but I want to do it 12 times.
Wait, press enter. Do it 4 times.
It won't do anything special because I'm not, there's no answer in this part.
Can you do another 12 times?
I mean, I could copy this and change it out to what if I leave it there for 24 months?
26
I
nuts.
wonder how long it'll take to become like a number that has E in it.
A while, because this is only 1.5%. It's not growing that crazy, right? It's not going to get out of hand like what we saw with those doubling situations. All right, so that's all I really wanted to talk about in this one. Yeah, I feel like we still need a better understanding of simple and compound interest, so I might push our lessons like a day. Let's do 824 together. So grab your graph paper. Let's do 824 together. Grab your graph paper. Yep. You should have already had graph paper out.
I should have. But you're like. I was too busy eating my bread.
No, Gus. A gust of wind blew the graph paper back.
Oh yeah, a gust of wind blew it back in the paper stack.
All right. Y'all can have whatever thoughts you want about me, but my brain bounces back and forth. Looking at how much time we have left / don't have left, I actually think because on this homework, there are questions like this, and whatever else, we can go over any of these problems we want tomorrow, but I actually feel like we need to take a moment to talk about exponents. So actually, and be mad at me if you want, I do not care. Get out 821 because I want to help you complete this table before you guys leave. Get out. We probably won't have time. I wish we would, but we probably will not.
I don't know.
821. I'm sorry, I flip-flopped. I try not to do that, but you guys have a lot of homework questions. Which is good.
This is a very long homework.
It's for 2 days. Yes. Yep. That's the Michael Scott Paper Company. All your paper needs.
Well, I thought you said Microsoft.
Your satisfaction is our guarantee, and we guarantee it.
I really thought you said
Nevin.
Microsoft.
Well, we guarantee your satisfaction, so we'll make you satisfied. Only because you made it. Welcome to acting like a middle schooler. What? It wasn't weird till you made it weird.
Why?
Okay, if you don't know anything about The Office, that's fine. It's a sitcom. The Michael Scott Paper Company is a really quick few episodes where they make this other paper company because they're mad at Dunder Mifflin. Their motto is, and it's over here. This is like the joke I'm making. It says, "We guarantee that you will be satisfied because your satisfaction is our guarantee. We guarantee it." It's like a really long, terrible slogan. Just really saying, we guarantee your satisfaction. All right. Exponents. Exponents are because mathematicians are lazy. I mean efficient. Mathematicians create ways to be efficient. So instead of saying double that, 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 which might be good if we're doing like,
That'd make a good song.
maybe if we're like advertising double bubble or something like that. But repeated multiplication, we use exponents. So 5 squared is really saying we have 5 multiplied twice. 5 to the 5th is saying we have 5 multiplied 5 times. Okay, here's what I'm going to start to teach you, the rules that will help you just shortcut all of these problems. Can anyone tell me what we did with these 2 exponents to get to this exponent? That's a lot of hands. Max, right? Can you tell me what we did with those exponents to get to this exponent? That wasn't even me messing with you. Your card's on top. You can pass it if you need it.
You add them together. Wait, yeah, it's fun. Oh yeah.
So, here's
Wait, why was that so hard to me?
here's what confuses kids. Listen to the words I'm going to say, and then you'll probably like cock your head potentially.
I was doing
When we multiply, we add.
What?
Yes.
When we multiply, we actually add to get to the new exponent.
Wait.
Because, let's write down an example here. Because here 2 to the 2nd would be 2 times 2, and then 2 to the 4th would be 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. These are already multiplied. And how many 2's do we have now? 6. So 2 plus 4 gets 6. When we multiply, we add. So hold on. Hold on. It's not here, so I'm going to have to write it down.
Wait.
What if, hold on. What if when we multiply, we add, then when we divide, Walter, we subtract, and this would actually be 8 squared. So, work with your team to try to do at least the next 2. I'm going to walk around right now.
I did those.
Like repeated addition? What's the shortcut for repeated addition? We use multiplication to show repeated addition. So if it's 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, we actually do 2 times like 7, or however many 2's I just said. Yeah!
Guys, the entire
Because
first page
multiplication is a shortcut.
You don't have to do it for
Another reason we don't turn our classwork on our homework, right? If you want to take a stab at the last couple, go ahead.
I'm ready to try them.
Wow.
What? What is your great segue question, Nevin? Putting it into words, human English words.
Wait.
Shh. Nevin's gonna segue us. At least I hope. I love that we're all like, this is my favorite time of the school year. When, honestly, some of you are the most frustrating because you try to play the game and, like, we know you and we catch you in lies and whatever, but we have this relationship where we're all just kind of casual. I love that Nevin can be like, nope, wait, forgot math words, like, move on. Like, I don't know, I just enjoy this. So, 3 to the 7th times 3 squared, what do we get? 3 to the 9th. Can we practice saying this? 3 to the 9th.
3 to the 9th.
All right, that worked. So, Nevin, help me out. Hey, let's bring it back in so we can at least finish this table. Nevin, x to the 3rd times x to the 5th. X to the 8th.
X to the 8.
Colin, in the next one, how many x's do we end up with total? Write this out. X cubed, write it out, is x times x times x. Y squared is y times y. The just x is just x, and y squared is y squared. Are you meaning that you think this is an x because this is a y? So, how many x's did we have? Well, 3 there, and another just 1. Guys, I don't care if that x is attached to the y. What exponent does x have? Just
X.
1. The normal, not x. It's got an exponent of 1. So just an x has an exponent of 1. Even if it's x times y squared, the exponent of x is still just 1. So this becomes x to the 4th, y to the 4th.
I love doing simple math. It's so much fun.
So in the next one, we'll just go class answers on these. How many 7s total?
3.
So 7 to the 3rd.
We aren't saying how many sevens there, how many groups of sevens. We're saying how many groups of sevens there are. How many sevens?
How you said that is not correct. How you're thinking probably is correct, but how you said it is not. How many x's end up multiplied here? 5. Because 3 and 2. So x to the 5th. How many 2's?
0. 0.
Oh, in the next
1. How many 3s?
5.
one.
Hey, if you're doing that on purpose, please stop. It's really annoying, immature, and your classmates don't find it funny, so stop it. So, would I use an exponent for the 2 and the 3? No, because they're different numbers. Could I multiply 2 and 3 together? Yeah! So this would get us 6. How many x's? 5. How many y's? Just 2. 6x to the 5th, y squared, and that's all the
Could
time
you write
we
6 with
have.
an exponent of 1?
You can, but that would be silly.
Seriously,
Have a wonderful day.
We
We are out of time already.
it's like time flies.
I know. It's because this is the best class. I mean, all classes are equal, and we're all great
See,
classes.
if I were time though, I would drive, not drive, but like pilot a large plane instead of just flying.